Hi, I'm Ken Smith, Director of Health Products with Assurity. I've asked Jeff Spain, Assurity's Vice President of Individual Sales, to share his critical illness presentation. As an agent, Jeff had great success selling critical illness protection. Watch the video and you'll see how simple and easy it is.
Hi, John and Wendy. I'm glad we could get together. I know our schedules can be so hectic. I'm happy that this worked out this evening. What I'd like to go over with you today is this critical illness plan. This is a policy that I have on my wife. It's a $50,000 plan.
Did you notice Jeff shows his own policy? This demonstrates that he believes in it enough to buy it on himself.
Have either one of you ever heard of a critical illness policy before?
No.
Okay. It was created by a physician, not by an insurance company. And it was actually a heart doctor that was getting people through their heart surgeries fine, but found that they weren't rehabilitating well because of the stress of financial stress after the surgery. So tell me, do any of you guys know of anyone that's been diagnosed with cancer, heart attack, or stroke?
Yeah, my sister had breast cancer.
And well, tell me a little about it. Is she doing okay now?
She's doing great.
That's good news. I like to hear success stories. What kind of treatment program did they put her through?
She had about a 12-month program that she went through before she was finally 100% cured of it.
And I take it this wasn't something she was planning on. She was in good health before this?
Definitely good health.
Okay.
Notice how Jeff asked, who do you know who's been diagnosed with cancer, had a heart attack, or stroke? The question makes it personal, not just a statistic. Also notice how he asked, was it unexpected? This demonstrates the randomness of a critical illness and can take away the objection, it won't happen to me.
Was she working?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Did she have to take time away from work?
Definitely. Took time away from work, and it really did create a financial burden for the family.
I can imagine. Well, I understand. Perhaps you're aware that majority of the bankruptcies in the United States are due to health-related reasons, and what's most scary is that most of these people had health insurance at the time.
Oh, wow.
As you mentioned, the financial hardships that your sister went through, that's one of the reasons I purchased a critical illness policy for me and my wife. Would you mind if I share a little bit with my own personal experience?
Sure.
I purchased a critical illness policy about 8 years ago. I sold a policy to myself, sold it to my wife, and my fear was that if I got a cancer, stroke, or heart attack, that I would want enough money to at least pay my mortgage. I wouldn't want my family to have to move out of their home, cover my house taxes, and my major medical deductible, of course, is pretty high. And I got one for my wife because if she got ill, I wanted to have somebody help take care of the house, take care of the kids, so I wouldn't have to so that I could keep working. I chose a $50,000 limit because at the time it was within my budget and it offered the financial protection that I was after. Does this kind of make sense where I came up with?
Mm-hmm.
Mind if I ask, of course, it'd be confidential, but what would your mortgage, taxes, and insurance be, say, over a 2-year period?
Probably about 40 to 50,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a big number again. So, that's how I guess we both have the same type of how we arrived at that number. It's amazing how quick that adds up.
Did you notice how Jeff arrived at the amount of critical illness protection and talked about the ways the money can be used?
So as I said, I purchased this policy 8 years ago, and 3 years ago, my wife Georgia was diagnosed with cancer, a very aggressive form of cancer. Of course, you come out of the doctor's office and you're just kind of in shock. But we went home and I visited with several of my doctor friends and we researched treatment options. And we felt that her best care that she could receive would be at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. We submitted our claim to the critical illness policy. It paid within 48 hours. We had the cash. And we chose to use that money and cash to travel back and forth to Mayo. It was about 1,000 miles round trip. Put over 30,000 miles on our car in the course of a year, over 50 nights in hotel rooms. And we were just thankful that we had this critical illness policy on Georgia so that we could focus on her health rather than our finances. It greatly reduced our stress. My wife was very thankful that she got to go to Mayo and receive what we thought was the best care in the country. And of course, she loves the fact that we had this policy, and she loves her insurance agent for selling it to her, which of course is me. So I'm very passionate about this policy, and I feel everyone should have one. And I feel like it's a mission. I need to get this out and have more people learn about this policy. It's not only saved me financially, it also I feel it really saved someone that I truly love. You'll like the security that this policy gives you. What you might not like is that between the two of you, one of you will most likely have to use it at some time. Can I walk you through the application process to see if you'd qualify?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go through the healthcare questions. Well, based on how you answer these questions, you're going to qualify for the critical illness care. Is there any hesitations, any concerns that we need to address?
Well, the biggest question is, how much does it cost?
Great question. What I did, I quoted you the same type of policy that I have, a $50,000 policy per person. It works out to be $2 a day for yourself and $2 a day for you, Wendy, so a total of $4 a day, approximately $120 a month, depending if it's February or January, and that's about $1,400 a year. Is that within your budget? Is that a concern?
Well, it's kind of expensive.
Yeah, $1,400 a year seems kind of pricey.
Yeah, it's a little expensive, I'll admit, and that's because, quite frankly, more people use it. And in my office, we see more claims on critical illness than we do life insurance and especially disability policies. I tell you what, if that's a little high, let's cut it in half. We can do $25,000 a piece. It gives you great protection. It cuts your price in half. It's $700 a year, about $60 a month. $25,000 and $60 a month. Wendy, is that something? How do you feel about that?
I think we can manage that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Well, great. Here's the rest of the application. We'll fill it out, and we'll get you started.
All right.
Like Jeff, I'm passionate about critical illness protection. I see the difference it makes in people's lives every day. Jeff shows how simple and easy it is, and you can see why Jeff had great success selling CI. The time for critical illness protection is now. You need to buy it on yourself, and you need to start talking with your clients and prospects today. I always appreciate your thoughts and comments. You can email me, ksmith@assurity.com. I'm Ken Smith, and until next time, thank you.